Hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. So today we are doing a modern eco house that kind of sits here in the Strangerville world, because it was the most, what I thought was the most appropriate place that you might actually find a house that actually could use solar panels and a wind turbine as well, because it's nice and situated up on the hill bit, and obviously it's a deserty type of place. So we're using the debug items from the live edit stuff to make our eco bit of this house. I also tried to use a lot of materials that were sort of eco-friendly as well, so we've kind of got some mud like rendered walls and some of the wood ones as well, the wood paneling, to kind of use some locally sourced materials and sort of ones that kind of were sustainable, and trying to be eco in that way, but also make it a nice modern house. We've also got lots of planting and stuff about when we actually get to that part, and try to incorporate the little front driveway here, which is a little strange driveway because it's got a little rounded thing, and then the entrance bit's like right on the corner there, which is a little bit bizarre, but I kind of roll with it. So we're using a few different types of windows and stuff about the place. So we're using the ones from, mostly all the ones from the island living stuff, to have our little basic windows, and then for the back extension part we use some of the ones from Spa Day, I think, to make it look as though they're like wood and like built in. I thought it'd be quite nice to have the back section like a really big open entertaining space, so I wanted to pretend that it had bifolding doors and everything, and so you could really open up the entire back section to the outside. And we've got a big deck area, and we have a natural swimming pool out the back once we get into the landscaping and stuff like that. So we're trying to use a lot of the landscape and stuff to make our house, so we're very careful of how it is in the land and stuff like that, and trying to use some good stuff about the place. Also using some nice big doors and stuff, which was really hard to find some nice doors that actually fit with the colours that I'd picked, especially for the browns. There wasn't a brown like 3 wide door that could go in that part, which actually worked. Also have green roofs as well, which we later on, I think, put some grass and stuff up on there, so that we've got some insulation, and we've also got a green roof on the top as well with our solar panels, just so we can make it environmentally friendly as possible and do some fun stuff. And I have been watching this week, and like for the last how many weeks that the Rugby World Cup has been on. Been watching the Rugby World Cup. Yesterday Wales played their 3rd game, because I support Wales, because that's who I support. Don't support England whatsoever. Which is hilarious sometimes when you try and explain to people like, hey, I support Wales instead. It's much more interesting. All 3 of their games have been like intensely stressful, which is not fun, especially as this one was on a Wednesday, and the last one before that was on a Sunday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, because it's in Japan. So it was nice up early to have like a heart attack for 80 minutes while they played Australia. They actually won, which is the only like 2nd time they've done that in how many years, so that was really cool. They've won all their games so far, but it's only the group stuff. We've got one more to go on Sunday, which hopefully they win and can go and face France in the next round. Hopefully England win their group. because don't want to play England straight away. And we've done some other landscaping while I've been talking about the World Cup, and we're using a lot of the debug Strangerville ones as well, because I thought that'd be perfect for this type of build. So we've got some of the big cactuses and using some of the rocks from Solani as well, just to make it a little bit more interesting, and doing some terrain underneath. We expand that a bit more once we actually get nearer the end of the video, but we are working on our little living room area, which I've kept the inside kind of quite a lot like minimal and light and airy, so you can imagine, because we're in a hot climate, we have to keep all the windows and stuff open and make sure there's a lot of air going through. So that's why the bottom floor, the ceilings are like the tallest height, so lots of air can flow through. Do actually split this room up into two because it's a weird shape, and I was just like, it's really not working, and I didn't want to like do a weird sort of second living room like in the same room, so I split them off, especially as we've got the downstairs bathroom in here as well, so it makes it a little bit more interesting. And I have to shuffle everything around as well, because I made sure that the walls in the inside are colourful, but we're also using some sort of rendered like natural material as well on the inside. And I did a fun little thing with the blinds and stuff, because I wanted something there just to protect from when the sun actually does come round during the day. So we've got some of the city living like wall divider curtain things, and I've put those in front of the blinds just so you could like reel them up or move them across to however the Sims desired, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting. I don't normally use them in that way, which was quite fun. And I also made sure we had so many plants in this build. It was so fun. I was just like, we gotta go in with all the plants. So we've got loads of different tropical ones about the place, and it makes it look very nice and green, especially as it brings in a little bit of color as well, because we're going for quite like whites and clean colors against like the blues and yellows and stuff. So bringing in the green and stuff like that is a very good. And in the lovely sunroom here, I thought it'd be nice to use some different windows. So we've got the ones from the laundry stuff, which obviously are huge and bring in loads of light for our little corridor study archaeology sort of area, skill building area that you can also use as another living room. But on those windows I used the sheer curtains from Island Living, so you can actually have the light come through a bit more, but also have it a little bit more private, because they are huge windows and you won't want the sun coming through as they are, because that room looks super warm. And it would be quite nice to have like some wall like bookshelves about in here, so we did use some of the ones and then like move them up on the wall, because I always wonder why those bookshelves sit so low on the wall, especially as they're like dragging across the ground basically. And so we moved them up, connected them together as well to make a little book feature, and trying to work out what I wanted to put on top of the little archaeology table, because having 3 height walls, it's always difficult to like put different stuff in here, especially if you don't want to go like too over the top. So we've got some more shelves and stuff where I tried to place some actual objects. It always annoys me with those shelves as well that you can't put anything in the middle bit. It's just like, I can understand having stuff on the ends, but having stuff in the middle makes it a lot more fun. So I had to use move objects to put one of the little book things in the middle, which is it's nice that it tucked in into the little hole. Then in the like entranceway foyer, we just got some more plants. We've also got some of the decoration boxes, and I think a seat we'll put in there, and the shoes and the coats and stuff, all the usual stuff that you have in an entranceway. We also have it open up to the next floor as well, so you can have it coming all the way through. We've obviously got the stairs in like a 2 split, so it takes up a little less room and sort of means there's a proper corridor between the front door and the door into the actual house itself. Trying to place in all the stuff that we actually need, a few more seats and stuff so you can put. I wish the Sims could actually put their shoes on and stuff like that. That'd be pretty fun. And obviously trying to find some different stuff. This room is our big entertaining space. So this is where our kitchen, dining room and our little bar area is. This also opens out onto the decking area, so we have like another outdoor seating space and other stuff as well out there. So using the island living counters and not using the actual like middle counter bits, but using the normal ones because they look so much better. And there was debating whether this house should be actually off the grid, but you kind of can pretend that the wind turbine and the solar panels are actually powering your house, and really you shouldn't have to pay bills but you probably would do anyway. So I was debating whether we had an off-the-grid cooker or not, but I decided against that, especially as they're not the best cookers in the world. And adding in a few of the shelving bits because I thought it'd be a little bit strange having some like big built-in units. We've got these really long windows and stuff. Adding a few of like the drinks platters and the carver bowl as well, so you can have a proper like party entertaining space in here, especially as it goes all the way out into the garden area. So your Sims will have no problems with pathfinding in the kitchen or getting in each other's way because it is a flipping huge. It takes up like most of the back of the house. And making sure to add some plants and stuff in here. I thought it'd be quite nice to add like the terrarium in the middle bit and adding these nice like overgrown bushes over the windows, kind of bringing the indoors outdoors and making it look a little bit more interesting, especially as they really hang down more than the actual like hanging plant things that we have. So it makes it a little more dramatic, and we don't have to put any of the blinds and stuff up either. Trying to figure out where I could put some extra wall decorations as well, just to make it look as though it's an actual kitchen. We have some bar stools by the counters as well, but I don't know how well the Sims would be able to use that. We just got a plain bar with the bowling stuff like wall decoration thing, because the other like bar type of thing, it was a bit over the top, so I thought we'd go with that. And I wanted to have a light that had greenery in it as well, so scaling up the one from the Christmas stuff, I think, like the free Christmas stuff that we get every now and again. I scaled that up because obviously we've got really high walls, so and it looks really cool when we actually get into like ground level like screenshots and stuff. Also make sure there's loads of plants as well, scaling them up as well just to make it even more dramatic. And I added some more extra like bookcase in here. Perhaps it's got all the cookery books and stuff. We've got a mat as well, a little rug and some extra seats just to fill up the space a bit. I used some of those free like planters as well about the place because they are pretty cool for this build, especially as you can imagine they like reclaim some of the wood that they might have used to build the house to actually make the planters or something along those lines. And then of course, as we've got like a party like entertaining balcony, we need some like fairy lights up as well. The solar panel ones that you can buy, I imagine that they are not like normal ones that you have to plug in. So we're putting those about the place, making sure they all line up. This one has to go through the door a little bit, so it's a little bit janky, but it looks pretty good in the end. And we're going to put the barbecue, just a nice modern picnic table and a seating area at the top here as well. Further down the bottom, I've already pulled out like a sunshade and some of the lounge chairs as well from Island Living, just so we have something by the pool. And we have a DJ deck as well, so then you can have a proper party. So this is where I decided to do the pool area. So in the end, we like bring the plants all the way down to like cap the garden off and start putting in some stuff. And I thought, well, if it's supposed to be like an eco house, it should be like a natural pool, so I'll make it a little bit more irregular in shape. And it was kind of hard because we're at the edge of the lot, and we've got a little bit of like greenery and stuff, and I also put a load of rocks and stuff along the edge, just so it looks as though it's actually an actual pond instead of just being like plonked in. I had some trouble at the beginning to like actually get to the pool trim to change. It kind of kept thinking it was on foundation or something weird, so luckily once I actually went back in and changed it to the rock thing, it like blended it in a little bit better. Obviously we got some more plants and stuff about the place near the wind turbines, so we can actually blend the actual natural spring or whatever it is into the build. Hopefully they don't use take the water from there to actually like use on the house, which would be kind of ew but kind of funny at the same time. Wish you could actually do that. We've also put some of the lily pads and stuff about the place, and I think there's a few like bubbles and smoke and stuff underneath the water. So upstairs we have 3 bedrooms. We have 2 that are kind of big double bedrooms that have like, this one has a little seating area, so it's more like a guest bedroom, so they have their own like living space. And then one down the far end we have one that has a ensuite as well. For this one didn't really need an ensuite because it goes out onto the balcony area and also has the bathroom right next door to it as well, so you don't have to go too far to go to the bathroom in the night. And this is a very blue room using a mix of like Jungle Adventure and like Solani stuff, a few cats and dogs bits as well. But it'd be quite nice to put like the underwater pictures that are in the debug menu as well. Kind of, it could be some conservationist family and kind of diving and stuff. Kind of set the story of what type of Sims might live in a house in the out like this. You can also put this house in Solani. I think it would fit quite nicely. And we've got a kids bedroom in the middle one, so we're going for an orange theme, so I kept all the furniture like really light because you don't want to go for really dark furniture in here, especially as we've got such a dark strong colour on the walls, so everything's nice and light and you kind of imagine it's all handmade. I also remembered that we actually had an orange rug that was the same colour. I was just like, I have to use that the one time I can match the rug with the wall colour, and put in the little light as well, because I always forget about the light. It wards off the monsters and stuff, and I'm just trying to make it look a little bit more personal than the other rooms. And obviously we have to have some nice bright orange curtains as well, and a few toys about the place. And then we have our proper master bedroom down here on the hallway, and I do the hallway off camera because I always struggle with what to put in the hallway, even though it's kind of like I don't want to repeat stuff, so it takes me super long to put stuff in. So in here we're going for a little bit darker wood, and just to mix it up, because we've got like a light grey blue wall in here, so just make it a little bit more interesting. And the bed frame as well is like an orangey colour, so I thought we'd go with that, and obviously some lighter colours as well. So it's got its own little like bookcase and a desk as well, so they can go to somewhere a little bit more peaceful to do some work. And we've obviously got plants and stuff, and I was using the one sliding door in the bathroom areas because I thought none of the other doors kind of really fit with this house. Using the like really modern ones would looked a little bit strange, so I thought we use the sliding ones. I haven't actually used those in a build yet, and turning them so that like the slidey thing is actually in the bathroom makes them look a lot better as well, because of the massive bar on the top of the door. So we just got a very basic bathroom. We've got the Solani bath, so you can kind of have a handmade bath and other other Solani versions of the toilet and stuff, just to make it look as eco as possible. So now we are working on the outside of the build, because at the moment it was just a big yellow and brown box, so adding lots of green walls and greenery about the place, trying to blend it into the landscape and make sure that it is sustaining itself and giving back to nature, and adding a lot of the jungle adventure like hanging plants about the place, because they always add a little bit of texture, and I haven't used them in ages for like a proper build. Also, I thought it'd be quite nice to have these little shades along the windows as well, because imagine it gets really hot and you don't want to have the heat, like the sun coming straight through the window, especially if it's in a warmer place. And I thought it'd be quite nice to have on the wood structure like some big bolted wood pieces, as though like the beams coming through, and you can see like kind of the structure of the interior of the build. Also put some more of the pebbles and stuff about the place, so we can finish off the landscaping and make sure that it's all lovely and finished off and it looks very nice. So we're just trying to like make sure everything's like placed kind of nicely and equally, so we don't have like two things next to each other. Trying to mix up the palm trees as well with some of the base game ones and some of the ones that are a little bit more textured that we got in Jungle Adventure, just to mix it up, because they're all different sizes and stuff, so it makes it a little bit more interesting. Obviously see a little bit more of that once we actually get into the screenshots and see the back of the build. And I don't know, can't remember. Oh yeah, I added some laundry stuff in as well, because I thought that was quite important. I only added in a scrub tub and the basket outside and a washing line, because I thought they wouldn't use the washing machines and stuff. So here are our screenshots, so you can see the layout and the roofs and the extra plants and stuff, so you get a good idea of the thing. So here is our study area, and we've got our first formal lounge and our TV room, our big entertaining kitchen from different angles and stuff like that, so you can see. Here's our hallway, just got a few seats and stuff and some extra decorations about, and our bedrooms. So I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give it a like, and if you'd like to see any more builds, then feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.